Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another edition of Notorious by Chance Live. I'm Chance Ellison.
I'm Russell Howell.
And welcome back to our live show where we come to all things movie, television, sports, news, streaming, anything we want to talk about. We talk about it right here. And to answer your question, yes, we are still working on our live stream extras in business because we're going to do that. We're going to make it happen. We're cashing on a market that nobody else is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Russ, how you been doing, man?
Good, man. I was in Tampa for a couple days. Went down there for a innings festival, which was really good. The Saturday was Pitbull. Who else was there? Pitbull and Weezer. And then Sunday was Imagine Dragons was Saturday too. And then Sunday was Dave Matthews with
Imagine Dragons is like my biggest music guilty pleasure right now because people hate on Imagine Dragons, but I like them.
But I'm really hooked now. I think more so just because of the fact that we saw them, and like the lead singer's really like a very like the whole story of how they were like found and like how they they were playing at all these different bars and shows in Vegas, and then they finally got their break. But he's just like a positive person though. You know what I mean? Really cares about people. Yeah. Really good.
Rivers Cuomo,
yeah, really good stage presence, really good interaction with the crowd, and just like calling out, dedicating one song to this one little kid. It was his first concert. I mean, just like little stuff like that. I know it's small, and when you're watching it as you're older, you kind of appreciate it because that moment's probably gonna burn in that kid's head for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? So, to me, really good stuff. And then Marcus Mumford, Third Eye Blind. It was a really good solid lineup.
Third Eye Blind. That's a name I haven't heard in so long.
Oh man, I was so excited because I was like, oh my god, this takes me back. Like Semi-Charmed Life, man, Jumper. It was really great. But great time. Just wish it wouldn't end. We need to move south. I think that's what we've determined. Northeast weather just stinks, but happy to be back though. Happy to get this going.
Happy to be back. Let's get into our other segments. First of which, the wonderful world of sport. I mean, I didn't put much thought into this because I'm kind of on the out sports right now, just because of March Madness put me in a bad mood. I don't want to talk about it.
Understandable. This was one year that I just didn't put a bracket together because you were like talking about, oh yeah, how's your bracket? I'm like, it's the greatest thing when there isn't a bracket. There's no pressure. I got invites and stuff like that. I did fill out some. There was a couple squares for like the Sweet 16, Elite 8, and Final Four. Hopefully, I hit something on that. But outside of that, man, I really don't have a horse in the race.
Man, like when we lost when Arizona, because that's my special. I got the University of Arizona. When we lost because we were an excellent team all year.
Yeah.
They lost to fucking Princeton. Like keep in mind, like we lost to ASU earlier in the year, which is almost worse than losing here because I would say like if we in any given sports we could lose every single game in the season.
Yeah.
If we beat ASU, we'll be all right.
So Arizona State, right?
Yeah.
Well, and Arizona State doesn't really they're not really known for basketball. I think more of them for football, really.
They are. So when we lost to Princeton, first of all, I was going to say, I was there when we played ASU and we lost on a literal shot of God at the last second. I'm just like, all of us in the room are like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
You just gotta respect. I mean, you gotta respect that though. I mean, that's how if you're gonna go on a play like that. I mean, it is what it is.
Also, they tried to play Princeton and it's just a period where they just started like not playing smart basketball.
Who was the second team to lose to a 16? That wasn't you guys. You guys weren't.
No, we lost to a 15 because we were 2. They also
okay, that's what I thought.
One to lose to, it was Purdue and it was
that's
Virginia.
Right.
Virginia lost in one of the dumbest ways I've ever seen.
What Virginia? Oh, a couple years ago when Virginia lost the 16.
Yeah, but
this was the second time.
This was almost worse because did you see how the game ended?
I did not. Again,
oh my god! Like he tried to throw it like because he was going out of bounds. Threw it right to I don't remember what the name of the school was that they lost to, but threw it right to the opposing school and they just sunk it.
That wasn't Furman, was it? Was it Furman?
It was Furman.
Yeah, Mark Furman, the lawyer for the
yes, the main reason OJ got off.
Yeah, but no, the only reason why I knew Purdue obviously because Big Ten. I like Michigan and. Michigan basketball is just atrocious. I don't want to talk about that. But yeah, I was kind of pulling for anybody minus Ohio State. I don't even think was in the tournament, which was
They
great.
weren't.
Purdue, I was kind of pulling for Big Ten. I mean, anybody in Big Ten.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the reason I'm not motivated to talk about March Madness right now. Or
That's
ever.
fine with me, yeah, because I
Maybe
didn't
ever
fill out a
again.
bracket. If I filled out a bracket, it would have been Kansas, and they laid an egg too. So fantastic.
So yeah, let's move on to our other segments. Let's go to our trailer talk. We have a lot of things, a lot of big tentpole stuff to talk about today. First thing we're gonna be talking about is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. So this is the latest TMNT film. This one is animated, making it the second theatrically released animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie after the 07 TMNT. And basically, in this one, it's reboots of the classic Turtle property. And this one, after years being sheltered from the human world, Turtle Brothers set out to win the hearts of New Yorkers and be accepted as normal teenagers through heroic acts with the help of April O'Neil when they had to fight an entire mutant onslaught. So we'll get into this cast in a second because the cast is amazing. But like Russell, what do you think of the trailer?
I dug it. I dug it. It takes me back. I remember watching the original cartoon. I was a huge fan. I remember the trading cards, remember the figures. I mean, just the whole thing. Uh, you know, product of the 80s and 90s, man. So it's like that definitely was a big show in my life. And yeah, kind of have the feels for it. I like the grittier. It's almost like I wouldn't even say like a Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse type animation,
Well,
but
it's
kind of
like
like
a lot of inspiration from
feel.
like that kind of stuff because
Like,
this is Jeff Rowe, who also co-directed Mitchell's vs. the Machines, which is an excellent film. Used this like very similar art style. If you haven't seen Mitchell vs. the Machines, go check that out. It's great. It's a great film. But yeah, so actually have a lot of unknowns as the Turtles. Like nobody really that notable. The only one I recognized was Brady Noon because he was in Good Boys.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he was the other white kid in Good Boys. And Seth Rogen's producing this, so like he obviously likes the kid a lot. So I do like that pick. But like but surrounding them, we have so many like voice talents. First of all, Splinter, you got Jackie Chan,
Oh,
which
that's
is an
awesome.
awesome
Yeah,
casting choice.
yeah, for sure.
Although it is funny looking in this trailer, he's got like a little fro going on. I'm like, what's happening here? Is he black? Like
Yes,
what's happening?
he's like let his hair puff out a little bit there. Yeah.
Yeah, we got Io Edebiri as April O'Neil. Did you ever watch The Bear? You watched The Bear, didn't you?
The Bear. Oh, yeah, the fantastic show. Hulu. Yeah.
It's the girl from The Bear.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That.
She's gonna
Oof,
be April.
what
You
a
have
show.
Seth Rogen, of course. He's already producing this, but he is also going to be providing the voice of Bebop, the
That makes sense.
mutant warthog, which is funny. This is the second time he's been going to be voicing an animated pig because he did voice Pumbaa in The Lion King.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, John Cena as Rocksteady, mutant
Right.
rhino.
Okay.
Which funny enough, this is not the first time John Cena has been involved with the TMNT property because he was the voice of the villain in Rise the TMNT, which was the most recent series on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, and then he's also brothers with Vin Diesel in the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yes, he is. He's doing that too.
If you guys didn't
I
know
believe
that,
John Cena more as a talking rhino than I do as Vin Diesel's brother.
I believe he looks like Jim Varney more than anything else.
He looks like young Jim Varney, doesn't he?
He's yoked Ernest.
Yes, he is. He's absolutely yoked Ernest. Now, like those are like the main one. Like this is we're getting into like some really obscure characters because like Hannibal Burr is gonna be voicing Genghis Frog. So like this is like a really like deep cuts. Like for people who who love the '80s show now, like one of like Shredder's thing, like he created like okay, I need a mutant team to combat the turtles, so he created the Punk Frogs.
Yeah.
So it was Genghis, Attila, Rasputin, and I always forget the last one. Napoleon. So like they were just like the Ninja Turtles, but like they're mutant frogs.
Okay.
And so like I guess we're gonna be seeing at least one of them. Genghis is confirmed. We know we're on Attila, Rasputin, and Napoleon, but I love the fact they're including that.
Leatherhead. Crane would be nice too.
Well, I'll get to that in a second, but like yeah, Leatherhead, who's a anthropomorphic like alligator or crocodile, usually portrayed as a man, but she's gonna be voiced by Rose Byrne.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is fascinating. Now here's the interesting one. First of all, we got Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter Stockman, which I think is an awesome casting choice.
Yeah.
Because like in the 2003 series, which we'll bring up later in just a bit, in the 2003 series, like the way that Baxter Stockman was written, he's just like, I'm all that. Ain't nobody smarter than me. He was more of the mad scientist, like less observant to Shredder type. I want Giancarlo Esposito to be that kind of Baxter Stockman. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah. But like in addition to him, like one of the things in the '80s show, like he was transformed into a fly until like like half human, half fly.
Yeah.
It was announced that Ice Cube's gonna be voicing a character called Superfly.
Oh, okay.
So I'm curious if this means that he's not going to be the Fly in this particular iteration. I don't think he has to be, but I just find it fascinating. Like I want to know if Backstop and Superfly are two different people, or if Backstop turns into Superfly. So we'll see how that turns out. You got Post Malone as Ray Fillet, who's like an anthropomorphic stingray type dude. I mean, I don't like Post Malone very much, but I like the inclusion of Ray Fillet. I'll say that.
Maybe he can sing a song for the series.
Yeah, I mean, that's clearly what he's here. That's what he's here for. He's part of the Mighty Mutanimals, which is a team of like a bunch of like other obscure, other like mutant anthropomorphic like, humanoid type stuff. Another member of that was Mondo Gecko. Mondo Gecko and Wingnut, both of which are confirmed. Mondo Gecko, who was like anthropomorphic, like lizard dude, gonna be voiced by Paul Rudd, which I do like that a lot. And then you got Wingnut, voiced by Natasha Demetrio, half human, half bat. Played, and funny enough, because she also plays a vampire when we do the Shadows right now on television. So I think that's pretty inspired casting. And the last piece of news we got was Maya Rudolph as Cynthia Utrom. Now you bring up Krang, so like the Utroms are basically the race of alien that Krang is.
Yeah.
Like, and so I do wonder if like Cynthia Utrom is like a person. Like in the 2003 series, one of the big plot points of it was like there are people were like Utroms in disguise. Like one of the spoiler alert. Also watch that show because it's awesome. Like one of the big reveals of that show was that Shredder was an Utrom.
Okay.
So I do wonder if just like Cynthia Utrom's like the person, like the masquerade, and like she's really Krang, because I think Maya Rudolph as Krang is actually like not a bad pick.
Yeah, she's pretty talented. I mean,
like we're getting what they promised. We're getting mutant mayhem. The most interesting about all this is the fact that like what I'm seeing is like we have currently we have no word on whether or not there's a Shredder.
Yeah, or we didn't even see Casey Jones either.
Yeah, no, I didn't think about that. You're right. No Casey Jones, no Shredder.
Yeah.
So like what I said on Twitter earlier, but like because like I hope this does well, and I think it will. Yeah, I hope it does well, and if it does, like when you bring in Shredder, who I want to voice Shredder?
Who's that?
You throw it back to the '80s and you bring in Will Smith.
Yeah, I mean that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, look, because in case you didn't know, Shredder in the '80s cartoon was voiced by James Avery, who played Uncle Phil on Fresh Prince.
See, boy, that selection would slap, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh, you did it again. You did it again.
Come on, it's there for the taking.
Yeah, it is. But either way, so this is set for release on August 4th, 2023. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah. Next show we're talking about is Haunted Mansion. So this is the second attempt for Disney to make a cinematic blockbuster based on the theme park ride, the Haunted Mansion. I mean, the first one had pretty solid, pretty solid bones, just like the exact wrong execution. This is about a single mom and her son who are looking to start a new life. So they find this affordable mansion in New Orleans. There's a reason it's affordable. Turns out there's a bunch of ghosts in there. So she brings in a bunch of experts to try and exorcise the demons.
Yeah.
So the cast that features Lakeith Stanfield, Tiffany Haddish, Owen Wilson, Danny DeVito, Rosario Dawson, Dan Levy's apparently in this, Jamie Lee Curtis, and our favorite, Jared Leto.
Wow.
But Russ, what do you think the trailer for Haunted Mansion?
I liked it. I really enjoyed the ride. It's a staple when you go to Disney.
Did you ever see the original Haunted Mansion movie?
I have not. No, I don't. I know what you're talking about, though.
The one with Eddie Murphy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. No, yeah. I thought you meant one, like the original was before. No, yeah. I saw the Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Wasn't that great?
Wasn't good. Was not good.
I mean, it's fun to watch though. Now, I mean, it's still fun to watch. I mean, around like Halloween time. I mean,
I'd rather watch other Halloween stuff than that movie.
I don't know. I remember watching it a handful of years back. I don't know.
Really? Wow.
I'd have to maybe revisit.
But yeah. So, what do you think of the trailer for this new one? You into it?
I liked it. Okay, it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Look, you can only go up. You can only go up.
I mean, they're trying to make it as fun as they possibly can. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I think this should hopefully do well. So we'll see how it goes. It's from director Justin Simien. He directed Dear White, the movie Dear White People, as well as Bad Hair. So we'll see how that turns out. And it's set for release July 28th, 2023. Next trailer we're talking about. This is maybe the funniest trailer we have right now. It's not for the reason that they think. It's Ghosted.
Oh boy.
This is a movie. Okay, so it starts off. Chris Evans meets Ana de Armas, which, by the way, third time they've co-starred a movie together.
Oh shit. What are the other two?
Knives Out,
Knives
and
Out,
then The Gray Man.
So I didn't even see that was Netflix too, wasn't it? The Gray Man.
That was Netflix. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I wasn't even thinking about Knives Out. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, he meets Ana de Armas. She ghosts him, so he decides to go to Paris to find her. Like, oh, because I didn't realize I didn't know what this movie was, and so I was like, oh, it's like a nice romantic comedy. Then we find out, oh no, she's actually in the CIA.
Dude, the way that it went, well, it was like a nice little rom-com to like way over the top. Yeah, I was the same thing too. I'm like, oh, okay, so they're gonna meet, and apparently, like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was just like, wait a minute, what? How did we get here?
Yeah, I mean, as Anchorman, that escalated quickly.
It did escalate so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, okay, sure.
So yeah, like I said, Chris Evans on an Arma star also features Adrian Brody, Mike Moe, Tim Blake Nelson, Marwan Kenzari, Mustafa Shakir, and Tia Sakar, as well as Amy Sedaris. So Russell, what do you think of the trailer for Ghosted?
I was conflicted, man. I kind of was getting the rom-com vibes, and then it kicked into high gear. Yeah, okay, sure.
I don't know what to make of this.
I mean, I just have to watch it, I guess. But they kind of ruined the whole idea of ghosting him. Then, you know what I mean? Like the whole idea, like you kind of want to know why he's being ghosted, but then they already explained, oh, she's in the CIA. Well, it's like, okay, well then that's ruined, kind of, you know?
Yeah. Well, now we know why he's ghosted.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, like,
yeah. But yeah, this is going to Apple TV Plus. It's set for release on April 21st, 2023. So right around the corner.
She really likes streaming services.
She does.
Like quite a bit of stuff.
In a movie in theaters. Was it so sad?
Because I was thinking, what Ana de Armas was Marilyn Monroe.
So yeah, like No Time to Die. That one in the theaters. Okay, after that, like she had 3 streaming movies in 2022.
Yeah, the Ben Affleck one.
Deepwater, Gray Man, and Blunt.
Yeah.
She's not slated to return to theaters this year. Ballerina is probably going to be her first one back.
Isn't that crazy though?
That's kind of funny. Not gonna lie, that is actually very funny. Yeah. Next one. This is a trailer I feel like you were probably really into. It's No Hard Feelings.
Absolutely.
I'm like I watched. This is totally like a Russell movie.
Oh, this reminds me of
This is a movie featuring Jennifer Lawrence. It's a hard R comedy about parents who ask. She's broke. She has no money. Her car is repoed. She asks. She gets an offer from 2 parents who want their kid to grow up before college.
Date them hard.
Date them hard. Yeah. So it stars. Jennifer Lawrence also features Matthew Broderick, Natalie Morales, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, as well as other people. I don't know who this director is. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Directed Good Boys.
He did direct Good Boys. Okay, so he at least made one good movie. Look, I'll say this: remember when Jennifer Lawrence was like, looked just like so disinterested in being on screen whenever she was in.
She looks pretty interested though.
She looks pretty interested now.
Yeah,
and like that's why I said like years ago, like when she was like looking disinterested in everything she was doing. This is the kind of movie she needed to do. Like do something like R-rated. We'll do a comedy, do something more fun, something different, something where you can just like cut loose a little bit. Yeah. Whether or not this is good, I'm glad she's doing it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So Russell, I already have an idea, but like, what do you think of the trailer for No Hard Feelings?
This is right up my alley, man. This is like your American Pie, your Girl Next Door kind of remind me of a little bit. I don't know. It just looks like one of those fun, coming of age, comedies. You know what I'm saying? Like it just looks really funny. Jennifer Lawrence really looks like she's actually committing to this and having fun with it.
Yeah.
Good Boys was a really funny film. That came out a handful of years ago already. I think 3?
4. Well, soon to be 4 because it came out in 19.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. It does look really, really funny. It's right right up my alleyway, as my wife would say, my 5th grade sense of humor. So obviously, right there, like I said, like your American Pie genre-esque films. But yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, so this is set for a release. Let me take a look here. June 23rd, 2023. So there's that. Next thing we're talking about is for finding out this is like the anti Russell Alley, Little Mermaid.
This was fun fact back before Lion King and Beauty and the Beast. This was my favorite Disney cartoon.
Really? So
And
this like so you kind of evolved with the Renaissance. So like every time
I
a new one
did.
came out, that was your favorite.
I did, and I haven't evolved since because I don't think anything's ever going to beat the Lion King. But that's just me.
It's also like the Lion King is also just like an amazing movie.
I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect. And then, like I said, my number 2 is always going to be Beauty and the Beast, and then I think my 3 is Little Mermaid. Split between Little Mermaid and Aladdin.
So like those are the 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll find out this is the only one of the 4 they have yet to hit in live action.
So here we go. This completes the square.
It does complete the square.
Yep.
So yeah, this is Little Mermaid. Like you know the story. Ariel wants to be on where the people are, wants to be up there, but it's like he's a sea witch. Just like, hey yo, I got you.
You're staying down here.
I'm gonna give you some legs, take away your voice, and you gonna be good.
Yep.
But yeah. So Russell, what did you think of the trailer for The Little Mermaid 2023?
I dug it.
Has a cast that includes Haley Bailey as Ariel, David Diggs as Sebastian, Aquafina as Scuttle, Jacob Tremblay as Flounder, Javier Bardem as King Triton. Because I don't know what they have on this dude, but they keep getting him to do stuff. And Melissa McCarthy as Ursula. So Russell, what do you think of the trailer for Little Mermaid 2023?
No, I liked it. Like kind of like if there's a property that you like, obviously you're gonna kind of like yeah, I want to see it. Even though Lion King was but still, I'm gonna throw this one on. Hopefully, this one will be pretty good. Yeah, a lot of people are really just very worried about the Ariel choosing here. Like,
I mean, I'm concerned because I don't know how good of an actress Haley Bailey is. I mean, she can sing. She can sing.
She can sing. That's what she needs, yeah.
Singer. It's the acting that concerns me.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like you remember like Twitter and internet went nuts when this was being released that she was going to be Ariel. It's like, oh my god, like, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Sebastian was always my favorite, so
I do like the David Diggs and Sebastian pick. My whole thing is just like, yeah, this is probably why it's best off for a cartoon because, like, yeah, just like putting, like, making it look like a realistic fish, or like making Flounder look like a realistic fish, or realistic like as a crab, or making Sebastian like a realistic crab. Just like, yeah, that's a little weird, and it's not as fun.
Yeah, but I mean, like Guy Ritchie pulled off Aladdin, and that would have been the last director I thought. You know what I mean?
The thing is, like, Aladdin has like main human characters at the center.
No, I know.
Or like human-ish characters. So I'm just like that can work. Like Lion King, one of the big problems with the fact that like because it was so realistic, the animals had to look real. They're so unexpressive.
Yeah, you can't do anything with it. So and then you can't really do anything else but shoot frame by frame. I mean,
and also fish and crabs are not cute in real life. Like so.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
I don't know how you're gonna do this. I mean, I'm really looking forward to like what David Diggs does with Under the Sea. And I will say this, as questioning as I am about Haley Bailey as Ariel, I'm calling it right now. I'm convinced. I think Melissa McCarthy will kill it as.
Oh yeah. No, as soon as I heard that, I was like, yeah.
I'm like because like seeing her like cause we finally got to see her in action in this trailer because like we just got a laugh in the first teaser, like seeing her in action just like I'm sold. I think like I am willing to bet money. I think she will be really good.
Yeah,
she's a great actress.
No, she is, and I had no issues with her being Ursula. I thought it was perfect cast choosing. Yeah, when we saw that teaser there during the Oscars, I thought she's be really good.
Yeah, so I mean, if for nothing else, I'm looking forward to like the supporting cast.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm questioning about the main lead, but I'm excited for David Diggs as
Barnum as Triton. I don't know. We'll see.
Javier Bardem screaming C stuff. I'm happy about that. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that turns out. Except for release on May
Sparrow.
26, 2023. I mean, we know this movie's gonna make $1 billion. Like, there's no way it doesn't.
Captain Sparrow.
Wait, deliver me, please.
See, I'm telling you, he returns to the water again.
He returns to the water. Is this the origins? Is this the origin story?
This might be the Pirates of the Caribbean origin story here of the Javier Bardem character, man. I'm telling you.
Next thing we're talking about is Joyride.
Not to be confused with the Paul Walker film.
Not to be with Paul Walker's Joyride. This is a film from writer Teresa. Yeah, I don't know how to say this.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, she was the writer of Crazy Rich Asians, who famously did not go back for the sequel.
Yeah,
because she was getting she got shortchanged, which sucks. But it is what it is. Wait, was she the writer of Crazy Rich Asians? I know it says it on the thing.
She was the writer. I don't know if.
Oh, she was the co-writer of Crazy Rich Asians.
Co-writer, yeah.
I'm also got a shout out to Michael Lord Cutler Beckett, our boy Lord Cutler Beckett.
Lord Cutler Beckett, hell yeah.
But anyways, this is about 4 Asian American women who travel throughout Asia in search of one of their birth mothers. So the cast includes Ashley Park, Sherry Cola, Stephanie Hsu, Sabrina Wu, also Ronnie Cheng, because you can't have a big Asian cast without that dude apparently.
Yeah.
Chris Pang, who was also in Crazy Rich Asians.
Just reduce, reuse, recycle.
Recycle.
I mean, like when in doubt, man. I don't know.
When in doubt, just bring those dudes back.
Those guys are gonna sign on. We're good.
All right. So Russell, what do you think of the trailer for Joyride?
I thought it looked funny. I mean, it does look really funny, especially smuggling the drugs. I thought that was kind of funny.
It did look funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks really good. I mean, and I think it's from what I've seen, it's getting really good positive reviews.
It's directed. Got it. Okay, it's directed by the writer of Crazy Rich Asians, Adele Lim.
Yeah, no, but it looks pretty funny. And from what I've seen, it's gotten. I saw something where it's 100% right now on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know. There's that many reviews in, but still, it should be.
Yeah, I mean, it just had debuted at South by, killed it at South by, so I'm looking forward to that. And that's it for a release on. Well, first of all, that's for a release theatrically on July 7, 2023. But second of all, you know the story about like why she left Crazy Rich Asians, right? Or the sequels, because like she was gonna write both sequels.
Now what happened?
No, like she was gonna write the sequels, and then like she was offered like way less than her white male coworker.
Oh, that's okay.
Co-writer.
Okay. Is that what kind of kicked off that whole entire like thing with like pay and stuff like that? Like,
it's one of the things.
Like,
it's like one of the main reasons we have not, because once like when Crazy Rich Asians did like incredibly well at the box office,
yeah, it was crazy.
Like they announced like both sequels like immediately.
Yeah,
but like we never got any movement after that, and it sucks. I do want to see those sequels. I want to see more of those movies.
Yeah,
like I feel like we're just not gonna get them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you completely like gridlocked the whole entire franchise from moving forward. But yeah, now I kind of remember. Now that you're talking about it, I kind of remember.
But she also did she also wrote a Ryan Last Dragon movie you really liked?
Oh, fantastic film! Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, Joyride, like I said, July 7, 2023. And last year we're talking about, this is one that I actually just discovered recently when what the fuck did I see? I saw something.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Was it? Fuck, what did I see that I saw some front of it? It was Ruby Gilman, Teenage Kraken.
No, yeah, I never even heard of it.
Yeah. Crap, what did I see the other this is gonna drive me nuts. What did I see the other day that this came up? I'm gonna look that up. But first of all, but like while I do that, so yeah, this is a upcoming DreamWorks movie. I think it's based on a series of books, which I'd never heard of. But yes, about a girl. So basically, like being a Little Mermaid. It's kind of like a twist on that, where like the Krakens are like the good people, and the mermaids are the attention whores who like kind of like mess everything up for people. Has an incredible cast. Like I didn't like when I was like hearing the narration of the trailer, I'm just like, that's fucking Jane Fonda.
Sure was, yeah.
She's in so many movies this year. Oh yeah, also so it's Lana Condor from the To All the Boys I Loved Before series, Tony Collette's a voice, Annie Murphy from Schitt's Creek, who I love to pieces. Yeah. Going to be in this. Sam Richardson, Coleman Domingo, Russell. While I look up as to try and figure out what the hell I saw us in front of the other day. What did you think of the trailer for Ruby Gilman, Teenage Kraken?
Yeah, I mean, it looks looks okay. I mean, it looks like something like so. Yeah, why not?
I
Sure.
think it looks interesting. It was Shazam. I saw it in front of Shazam.
How was Shazam, by the way? I'm so
We'll,
behind right
we'll,
now.
we'll, we'll talk. We'll talk about that later.
All right.
But yeah, I think it looks kind of interesting. I like the concept of it. It has a lot of voice talent, a lot of talent that I like actually quite a fan of. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
something different too. I mean, it's
Yeah,
something
something
not
different.
like your yeah.
Like we're kind of going away from that standard like Disney Pixar like style of animation, like something more like cartoony stuff, which I do like as an animation
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. I also just love that title, Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. It's just fun to say. Is set for a release on June 30th, 2023. I know you'll be there. I know you will be there.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be there with that one for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna do for trailer talking. Now move on to Notorious news, and before we get into anything, we gotta press F, pay respects.
Pour
This is
some
a
out.
shocking death when Lance Reddick passed away.
Yeah, really crazy. Did they ever say what happened?
I don't. They say natural causes, but like we never got official word of like what
Was
happened
he
to the dude.
really young? Kind of. Yeah.
He was only 60 years old.
Yeah. Right. That's young.
Yeah, but again, this is a dude who was around he was a character actor around for a lot of stuff, a lot of big high profile things. Like he was a main player on The Wire, Fringe, Bosch. He was in the John Wick films. You can hear us talk about it in the first one on the podcast feed. Lost, which I'm not gonna hold that against him because he was actually very good in the show. Look, this is just dude who's like he was in so much and he always added a certain level of gravitas, a certain of professionalism to whatever he did. He was like it was always like fun to see that him pop up and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm sad that he's no longer with us.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. Really good character actor. You know, when you hear the name and then you see the picture, then you're like, yeah, he just appears in different things, but he always gave 120%,
He did.
and always always captured you when you're watching. Like when you're watching him on the screen, it has that way to encapsulate you and get you you listen to what he has to say.
And hell, like he was like already slated to be Zeus in the new Percy Jackson series, which is huge.
Yeah,
I don't know how much of that was actually filmed.
yeah, and if you have Zeus moving forward, I mean, you have to kind
You have
of
to recast
recast
him.
anyway. So I mean, it's like, do you keep what you have, or do you just recast it altogether? You know?
But still, man, like I loved Lance Reddick. I loved his work. I loved him as an actor. I thought he was fantastic, and I'm very sad that he is no longer with us. And I'm watching John Wick 4 tomorrow, and I'll be watching with some sad tidings, knowing that
Yeah.
Lance Reddick is he's gonna be one of the last few times to see him play the concierge. So yeah, that's it for that. So we got some box office stories to talk about. Some good, some not so much. But on the good side, Creed 3 crushed it at the box office. Absolutely crushed it. So let's see, let me post some numbers right here. Currently sitting at 226 million off of a $75 million budget. It also had the highest grossing opening weekend ever for a sports film.
Yeah. You would say that it really knocked out the box office.
Oh, okay. We're we can't press on after that, Joe. We got to keep going.
We're gonna keep throwing these out.
All right, fine. Let's see if you can keep it going. Also in the realm of killing it, Scream 6.
Oh, you just did it.
Oh, God damn it, I did it. God, why'd I do that?
Killed
Why did
it,
I do
man.
that?
Yeah.
The point is, Scream 6 is doing like incredibly well at the box office. Currently sitting at let me see.
Slaying it.
Yeah, no. You gotta wait. You gotta get the numbers first so I can move on before we're done. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm done.
$119 million off a budget of only 35. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, so Russell, did you see Scream 6?
That was the last one I saw, yeah.
How'd you like it?
I liked it. I would put 6. I'd put 6 comparable to 5.
Really? I think it's better than 5.
I would say, I mean, if I'm going to say, that's
I struggle
between
like 2, 4, and 6 is like what goes where.
1 and 2, and then it could be a hodgepodge. 3 at the end.
I'd probably go like 1, 2, 4, 6.
1, 2, 4, 6, 5, 3.
3, yeah.
Yeah. 3's still the worst.
3 is still the worst.
Yeah, it's not going to change.
Yes. But yeah, so there. I mean, I think Scream 7 is definitely imminent.
Oh, I mean, it's crazy not to, but I really did enjoy this film, though. I really, really
Me too.
liked it. I was kind of iffy, and I told you that, on the show before about the
We were
whole
both iffy. Even
put
I
in
was
New
just
York.
like, I don't
Yeah,
know about Scream 6.
you're taking it out of Woodsboro, and then you're putting it
And the
in New
last
York
time we
City.
tried that, it didn't go well.
Yeah, so I'm like, ugh. And then the Big Apple, how's that going to transpire, and how's that going to like transfer over to, the big city? And it worked, even though it wasn't filmed in New York. It was filmed in Canada, which you got to love.
Yeah, I mean, like it's always Canada. Like it's never New York. It's always Canada.
Oh,
It's never New York or LA or Philadelphia. It's always Canada.
yeah, I mean, it's always Canada. They get those outside exterior shots of New York to get you to think that, it's New York City. You look at filming locations, definitely
Yep,
like
Canada.
Toronto, Ontario, and all this other stuff, Quebec, and yeah, it's probably buku cheaper to film there.
But yeah, so Scream 6 crushed it. In the realm of not crushing it, Shazam! Fury of the God, which I did see.
Did it get struck down with a lightning bolt?
Okay, that's not your best one, but
Ah,
2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
because it's all about family.
Okay, but yeah, so Shazam currently on a budget of 125 million, currently sitting at 68.8 million dollars worldwide.
Well,
Let me just
they only projected it to make 85, or they slated it like 85-90, I think, to open. But it's a drop, but it's not like end of the world.
yeah, I'm trying to pull up the box office for the first Shazam.
I have not seen this, so I need to
I
see.
did see it.
Need
And
to
I
see.
think like the okay, so let's see. The first Shazam opened at 53 in the States.
So,
Oh
yeah.
shit. Yeah, Shazam 2 opened at 30 in the States.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so like
so
wow.
a lot of people are probably like the Russ train of thought. Why do you need to watch it? Because we're not continuing that storyline.
I think that's like part of it, but also like I think the first Shazam had like really great word of mouth, which helped. Shazam Fury of the Gods didn't have that. Like us, like they're scrapping the entire universe anyway, so it's like what the hell's the point?
Why get invested when they're just gonna redo it anyway?
Well, the thing is, like Sandberg said, like Levi's future involvement depended on the performance of this movie, and so like given how it's doing critically and financially, it's not he's not coming back.
Yeah.
But like another story like broke about this film, which does delve into minor spoilers. So I mean,
I don't care. Go ahead.
I know you don't care, but our viewers. So let me just say, let's see. We could put
Look
a
at you.
minor spoilers.
Look at you.
I just don't want to get yelled at.
Or I could be Brendan Fraser in The Whale. You need to look at. You have to redo your papers.
Give me something honest.
Give me something honest.
Oh,
Way to go! I fucked my camera.
Go, our cameras.
Damn it!
Stephen Brendan Fraser.
Ah, man.
But anyway, so yeah, minor spoilers for Shazam. So basically, the movie ends with him getting recruited to the Justice Society of America.
Okay.
Which is the Justice Society, which is the group in Black Adam.
Okay.
But he's being recruited by Harcourt and Economos from Peacemaker. But like the thing is, it was supposed to be Hawkman, Aldous Hodge's character from Black Adam, doing it, but Dwayne Johnson said no.
Oh, so that was kind of like, but why did Dwayne Johnson say no on it?
Because he wants his thing to be separate, which is odd considering their powers come from the same fucking place.
That's what I was wondering, because you said that it pretty much ends up that these two end up like scrapping with one another.
Well,
so why would you?
He also turned down. He also was supposed to have a cameo in this movie, but he turned that down.
Well, The Rock turned down a Zachary Levi.
He was going to be in this movie, but he turned that down.
That's stupid.
Like he wanted, like The Rock wanted no involvement with the Shazam property, which is fucking ridiculous.
Which is stupid, because you're going to have these characters cross paths somewhere down the line anyway. So
like,
why would you
want them to cross paths? I don't think he wanted them to cross paths.
But you would make more money.
It comes across like he did not want any part of Shazam in what he was doing.
Stupid, because that translates to bigger dollars if you can get that.
Okay, first of all, I think one of the big factors in this was, I mean, I can take a spoiler right now, because like we're done talking Shazam spoilers. I think one of the big contributing factors to like this not doing well is, first of all, time. I think if you put this out like 2 years after the first, it does a lot better because you're still riding the high of the first.
Yeah, I mean, you're still riding the
Secondly,
coattails off of it. You're riding the
what
high of
this
it. Yeah.
should, what this one should have been, it should have been Shazam versus Black Adam.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like that's the movie like everybody wanted to see. And like if you put The Rock as a villain in a Shazam movie, like I guarantee you this makes like 800 million worldwide, maybe even $1 billion.
You're talking before they even put out a Black Adam movie.
But no, yeah, he wanted to do his own thing with Black Adam, and as a result, he kind of created 2 franchises.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so yeah, bad play on the side of The Rock. But yeah, we'll see what the future is for Shazam and DC in general. Well, we know what some of the future is, but we'll see what the future is for a lot of these other characters.
Hopefully, he has better luck than the XFL too.
Hopefully, I mean, the XFL's not doing bad though. The XFL's not doing bad.
That's what I heard. It's actually decent. Well, which is kind of crazy because you think with The Rock's involved in something, it usually doesn't cripple. You know what I mean? Like hurts. It always usually enhances or helps. You know?
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy with this.
Well, I mean, the Rock's non-involvement did cripple this.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. What else we gonna talk about right now? You know what? Let's again press F pair specs. He didn't die, but chances are we might not see this dude on screen ever again because Todd Field is reportedly calling it quits.
Bullshit.
He said there's a good chance that Tar is going to be the last thing he ever directs.
Bullshit.
You think so?
No, I think it's bullshit. I wish he wouldn't. I wish he would keep it going because the guy's a great director. So.
Oh, you think it's? Oh, you think it? You're saying like I thought you saying like bullshit. Like I don't believe him.
No, I don't know because he directs once every like 10 years, 11 years. So I don't
know what you meant, but like yeah. I agree with you. I think Todd Field never making another movie, I think would be a mistake and be tragic because Todd Field is like one of the most underrated directors of the past 25 years.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's
incredible.
I mean, the guy's just fucking knocks him out.
He does. Like literally like 3 movies, all 3 of them are excellent.
Yeah, all 3 got nominated for awards.
Yeah, like it's just like I think it'd be a crying shame if he never made another movie. But if Todd Field never makes another movie, I think this has to be like one of the best runs from any director.
This is a great set. This is a holy trio of. I mean,
absolutely.
You can, because in the bedroom, and then you have little children in this. I think.
Like, what would you say is your favorite Todd Field movie, as of today?
Man, I might put Tar up. I really like Tar.
I think I might be Tar too.
I would probably go Tar, Little Children, and then in the bedroom.
It's such a toss up. Like it was, they're all fantastic films.
It was Jackie Earle Haley. I mean, Kate Winslet, Patrick Wilson, and man, they're Haley's fantastic in it. Kate Winslet's really good in it. I would go Tar. Little Children, and then in the bedroom.
That's fair. I mean, okay, if you ask me like gun to my head right now, I'd probably do the same thing. I'd probably like Tar. No, you said in the bedroom above Little Children. I'd probably go Tar, Little Children in the bedroom.
No, that's what I meant. Tar, Little Children in the bedroom. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably along the same line. Again, I haven't seen in the bedroom or Little Children in a while, so I might flip flop.
I've seen Little Children more recently than in the bedroom. I've seen Little Children probably I want to say like 2 or 3 times. In the bedroom, I've seen maybe once or twice. It's been a long time since I'd have to revisit in the bedroom, which I would not be opposed to doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say Tar, Little Children, and then in the bedroom.
But yes, I hope he doesn't call it quits. I hope he makes another movie. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
In the realm of directors potentially calling it quits, because I honestly don't believe that he will.
What are you talking about?
Tarantino has apparently slated his last film, The Movie Critic. Again, this isn't like Todd Field, because like I firmly do not believe he's retiring.
Then look at the gap in years. The same thing. Look at the gap of years in between some of Tarantino's work too. You know what I mean?
He still works more frequently than Todd Field ever did.
He does. I mean, because obviously he has nine movies. So I mean, he does. But look at the span of time though. You have from 92, I think was Reservoir, 92 to now. That's 30 years. You only have 9 movies. Like, well.
Three
in a decade. Years. And we only have So I mean, I guess, but look at Spielberg though.
I think Tarantino just loves it too much. That's why I think he won't retire.
I mean, he's a he's a cinefanatic. He grew up on what was it? The movie critic was what?
The strange title for Star Trek. Because remember, he was gonna make a Star
He was
Trek.
going to do. He was absolutely
We didn't
going to
talk
do a
about that.
Star
He was
Trek
gonna
movie,
do Star Trek for a little bit.
which I would have been like seeing it now. Like since we're removed from, I guess, like the trilogy, Abrams. I don't even know what you would call it.
The Kelvin timeline.
Yeah, I'm which fucking 09 Star Trek. Yes, 100 times. Yes, fantastic. It
Yes.
really got me involved in Star Trek when I was kind of like an outsider. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And so the other two, third one probably Into the Darkness was the third, right?
No, in Darkness.
Into the Darkness 2, and then it was what the hell was the third one?
Beyond.
Beyond, yeah, Beyond. Probably, obviously, the weaker of the three, but I would totally be cool to see like something completely, crazy from Tarantino. Are they still slated to try to make a fourth though? I think we talked about it.
They were. It was going to be directed by Matt Shackman, the guy who did WandaVision, but he left that to do Fantastic Four.
Oh boy, man! But you have a great cast there with those guys. It would be a shame to not to have Pine and Quinto play off of one another. It's really it's a shame.
But back to Tarantino's final film. Like,
Sorry,
I'm saying, like I just think like he likes filmmaking too much to just quit cold turkey.
Yeah, I mean I mean, three in a decade, he's averaging on his career. I mean, yeah,
one every 3 years.
One every 3 years, yeah, or three
in a decade. You're right. No, you're right there too.
But no, like what I'm saying is, it's like I don't know. He's just such a ingrained by the DNA, like with movie cinema in his DNA. Like it would be harder to see him walk away from it. When he has so much left on, he has so many ideas. Like
so much gas left in the tank.
That guy he thinks a mile a minute. You hear him talking, he's that passionate about films, and like you can only imagine the hamster wheel inside his head turning at like rapid pace. You know what I mean? Like light speed constantly. It would be a shame to see him walk away from something that there's so much more that we could do.
Yeah, so we will definitely see how if this is his last one, we will show up. Whether it's the last one or not, we're definitely showing up for the film, for the movie critic.
Oh yeah, it's not a question.
Yeah. Something else we are showing up for, or we would have shown up for if Netflix was deciding to be idiots about it. Nancy Meyers in a bit of a spat with Netflix. So basically, the story goes: Nancy Meyers is going to do a new film for Netflix. It would have been her first film since, I think, The Intern in 2015. I don't think she's done a movie since.
Which was a nice little gem.
It was. So yeah, like that was gonna be her first movie since The Intern. It was gonna be Netflix, and it was going 15 actually.
15. I was gonna say right around there. I meant, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so she was gonna do that, but then Netflix pulled the plug over budget concerns because it was gonna cost $130 million.
That's craziness.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, there's no consistency with that because
you'll spend money on
Yeah, because but you think like they do give money to. First of all, this is a movie that would have starred Scarlett Johansson, Penelope Cruz, Michael Fassbender,
yes,
and Owen Wilson.
Wow.
And like it was gonna be $130 million movie, but also like they gave $200 million to the Russos to make The Gray Man.
Yeah, and that movie like didn't do that great, right?
No, I mean it did well on the platform. I'm not sure it did well on.
What about that one, Bright?
Bright, I remember when Bright was the most expensive Netflix movie.
Remember that? Yeah, and that movie I never even watched it because it just looked like shit. It looked like shit. Really bad. It looked like something I would not watch. Like,
yeah, like the Bright was bad, but like the point is like Netflix is showing us like it's like a weird thing where like I'm not gonna say like they're racist or sexist, but like they're making a lot of calls that are just like there's no consistency here. Like for example, like a good example I point to is the fact like The Irishman and The Five Bloods, like The Irishman, Martin Scorsese, it was super expensive because he used a lot of technology to de-age a lot of those actors. But when Spike Lee wanted to use that same tech to make The Five Bloods, Netflix said no.
Yeah, you got to be consistent because that makes you as a brand look questionable.
It makes you look bad.
It does, but you have to be able to want to take chances. If it loses, might take the chance.
But also, like, yeah, if you're willing to give shots and give money, all the money in the world to white filmmakers, and you don't do the same
You
for
get
filmmakers of color or female
you
filmmakers,
gotta do it
it
both ways.
looks really bad.
Especially when you see moments like that, you know what I mean, where you see, just where they're trying to hold the purse strings a little bit tighter. You know what I mean? You can't, you got to throw it away both ways.
Now, the good news is this movie is being shopped around right now, so there's a chance, there's all the chance in the world that it could still get made, and honestly, I think it does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think this is just like a big fumble on Netflix's part.
Yeah, Netflix is like fickle about some of the shit that they do.
Yeah, they are. Something else we need to talk about is because talking about studio breakups. People. Okay, well, I didn't spell that right. People keep leaving Star Wars.
I mean, it looked like people keep leaving Star Wars to me. As fast as you put it down and took it away.
Yeah, but the point is, like, so, like, yeah, we've had a lot of projects announced in the film. Like, look, Lucasfilm and TV, they're fine. Film, that's another story.
Mm-hmm.
We've had projects scrapped from Patty Jenkins, from the Game of Thrones guys. Kevin Feige was going to do one. That's no longer on the table. Yeah. Rian Johnson's thing, they say is still on the table. We don't know if that's for certainty yet. Damon Lindelof was doing one. That's out the window. So yeah, like, there's just a lot of projects that they keep announcing. Like, film-wise, they're kind of a mess.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just that oversaturation. Like I've said it before, the oversaturation of Star Wars. There, I think it's better as like these like TV serials, like these little half-hour, 45-minute little installments here, like Mando or
the only thing film in development right now is Taika Waititi's film, which he's still writing and still currently possibly could star. I mean, I feel like he's going to star in it. Like, he's never done a movie that he himself is not in.
He'll be in it.
He'll be in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll be the main guy, but he'll be in it.
He'll be in it somewhere.
Yeah, my question is, like, what the hell is going on with Lucasfilm, the film division of Lucasfilm?
I just think what I said. I don't know if it's so. I really think it's the fact that there was just so much so soon in such a little tight window. You had, The Force Awakens. You had Rogue One. You had obviously The Last Jedi. You had The Rise of Skywalker. You had Solo. I mean, it was like boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean?
It was like one a year. Which, but like, the thing is, like, that excuse doesn't work for like other things, like comic book movies. We see like tons of those every year, and like a lot of those do really well.
I get it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think like maybe they're trying to figure out like where to go from now, like from here to the future. Like, we don't know.
I mean, does it trickle back in 99, 02, and 05 when you had Phantom, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith? I don't know. But that gap in between from like 83 to 99, that's 16 years you had between, ROTJ and, Phantom Menace.
And it was 10 years between
05 and 15 was the Force Awakens. Yeah. So, I mean, time enough, but I remember going to see Force Awakens and that buzz, you know what I mean? And I felt like I didn't have that going to The Last Jedi. You know what I mean? I didn't have that anticipation. I
mean, that's also hard to build because that's
a decade.
That's the kind of buzz you can only have like once a decade.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but it's one of those things where I don't know if it's so much the fact that I think we're just Star Wars movie out. I don't know. I think the content is better suited right now for what they're doing now. Do you know what I mean?
Was that ironic because you're not watching a lot of content on television?
False. I'm caught up with Mando. I just watched the new episode tonight.
Okay, yeah, you're watching Mando. Great.
Yeah, and I've already watched Andor. I haven't watched. I watched Obi-Wan. I finished. I told you I watched that.
That we did finish.
So I need Andor. And I need a Book of Boba Fett. I think I watched like the first episode. So I still need to get through that too because it interlaps over with Mando, which I need to do. But no, but they're great. Like for the 40 minutes to 45 minutes of the show, I think that I don't know, with it being a weekly release, I think it's smarter. I think right now, like that's the buzz right now. That's where people are gravitating towards. So maybe keep it that way for a little bit and then see what happens when, you know what I mean, when we get past that. And if you want to build the, episode 10, if you want to do something with that. But I think for right now, they're good where they're at.
I feel like we'll see 10, 11, 12 eventually.
Oh, we're going to see. I mean, if it's dollar signs, we're absolutely going to see it. It's stupid to not, Disney is an empire for a reason. It's a monopoly.
Legally, no, it's not. It's not a monopoly. It was declared legally not a monopoly.
Legally, but I mean, it sure does look like one. when you start thinking of all the
When they start
acquisitions.
buying Batman, it's just like, okay, now we'll talk about Monopoly.
All right, when you're buying Marvel and you're buying Star Wars, your Pixar, like you're doing something. You're trying to own the the competition. You know what I mean?
The IP Infinity Gauntlet.
I mean, but what I'm saying is, I mean, we're going to see it down the road no matter what. But I just think it's going to be a little bit before. I don't think it's going to be within the next. I would say I wouldn't be surprised within the next maybe like 5 years we don't see anything. Maybe after that, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we'll get Taika's within the next like 3 years, probably.
And then maybe moving forward, that'll create enough buzz to maybe warrant a 10, 11, and 12. I just think right now, I think it's too much too soon in that short window.
Yeah, we'll see. And plus, they are killing on TV right now. So.
Oh, I mean, why go away from what's working?
Yeah, fair enough. Speaking of why go away from what worked in the past, it was announced via Variety that John Bernthal
Look at that
is
segue.
returning to the Punisher in Daredevil Born Again. Did you ever watch the Daredevil show on Netflix or the Punisher on Netflix?
I watched a little bit of the Daredevil. I think Beck and I made it through 6 episodes, maybe half the first season.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then I just kind of like,
The biggest problem with the Netflix shows is that they were too long.
That was the thing. It wasn't, you couldn't, like, I liked a 40, 45-minute window. That's good for us because we can binge a couple, you know what I mean? And then keep it going. But when you put them like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half, like, that's like a movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough.
Yeah. But anyways, but John Bernthal, he crushed it.
Yeah.
As the Punisher.
That's what a lot of.
So like I'm excited to see him return. I'm excited to see the Punisher back in the MCU. I want to see what the take is of this character. Yeah. And also like this does show that like they're not willing to, like they don't just want to erase the Netflix stuff. Like they will play, because like a lot of those actors, minus you, Finn Jones, you sit in the corner and think about your actions. A lot of those actors were like really well cast, were really good in their roles.
And it lasted a while though too. Those were like the Daredevil lasted a handful of seasons.
Daredevil was 3 seasons.
Punisher lasted for a handful of seasons, I believe, too, right?
2 seasons.
And then what else you had? You had
Iron Fist was 2. Luke Cage got 2 seasons. Iron Fist got 2 seasons.
And then what's the girl?
Jessica Jones got 3 seasons.
Jessica Jones. So I mean, they were receptive. They were receptive pretty well to the Netflix property. So it's like I can see why they want to kind of keep these characters that have kind of made an impression on the viewers. You know what I mean?
100%. I do really. I would like to see a lot of these people return because I do think they're great. They deserve a shot to play, in the bigger MCU. And yeah, Finn Jones, Iron Fist, you stay away. Let's see. Next, speaking of superhero stuff, it was announced. There was speculation, but it's now confirmed. James Gunn is going to be directing Superman Legacy. Which this is the thing that surprised me, because like he's now the head of a major studio. So like I think this is a good choice, and he was already writing Superman Legacy. I didn't think he'd direct it because I thought he would have other things to be worrying about. And Russell's not playing with a Superman doll.
Sorry, I got carried away there. My bad.
Gonna bring that to opening day.
I just might, man. No, I'm gonna bring my Henry Cavill pop figure at a protest.
At a protest.
God,
he gets his own ticket.
God damn, man! It just really makes me salty. Oh,
but can you be not salty? Can you be less salty to say that you are interested or into the idea of James Gunn directing Superman Legacy?
No, I'm into it. Superman's one of my favorite characters. Like, I'm not going to not watch it. Like, I know as salty as I've been, just because of the fact that I have had that. I don't know, like we've with 2013's Man of Steel, like I just really enjoyed it, and that's like you figure the last decade, that was our Superman. It just kind of sucks to kind of go away from it.
He was also barely a Superman. Like he was literally in like 3 movies in the span of 10 years.
I know he did the Tarantino 3 of 10
years. But it's weird because like you like take an MCU actor, take like Robert Downey Jr. Like he had a 10-year run, but he played Iron Man like almost 10 times.
Well, I don't think it was the fact that Cavill didn't want to. It was just they just didn't.
Nobody did anything with him.
Nobody put pen to paper. I mean, he was there. Homie's on the bench. Like I can come in and throw you a touchdown, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Superman, like I said, is one of my favorite DC characters. Obviously, him and Batman 1 and 2. Yeah, I don't know. I really was bummed that we aren't getting what we, Anyway, yes, I'm open to try to be open to new horizons, but goddamn, yeah.
So let's see. This is something that I think we can both get behind. Like I said, Superman Legacy comes out 2025, if I'm not mistaken. That's something we can both get behind. There's going to be a Room remake
Oh yes,
starring Bob Odenkirk. They filmed it. It was done for charity.
Absolutely.
And the whole joke is they're going to be playing it like a serious honest to God drama.
Love it.
Which the original Room tries to do, but no.
But this is doing it because we know how bad it is, and it's doing it blatantly. And I think it's gonna be great because Bob Odenkirk,
the Room script is one of the worst scripts I've ever read in my life.
Yeah, and we reviewed that early.
No, we didn't.
Did we not review? I thought we did that. Did we not review it?
We never done this movie.
I thought we did.
No, I don't remember if we did this.
Oh shit! No, we did. You know what? I think I did this solo when I was on the YouTube channel.
You did do it solo, yes. You did do it solo.
It was it was the Disaster Artist. It was the Room and the Disaster Artist. I think. Yeah. Never mind. That's something I'm sure we're gonna do.
The original Room at some point though, because
we're absolutely. We should do it hand in hand with this one. Maybe like a double feature type thing, just to celebrate the Room.
It's not bad, actually.
Yeah.
We might be able to do that. But yeah, the Room remake starring Bob Odenkirk. I am so looking forward to this.
Bob Odenkirk has me sold just because of the fact he's really because just watch him in Nobody. You know what I mean? Like, he's fantastic in Nobody.
He's fantastic. Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul. He's getting one of the best performances on TV in the past decade.
And then he's literally taking this farce of a movie, of an idea,
and trying to sell it. He can.
I love it. Give it to me. I want to watch it.
Yeah, I don't know when this is coming out, but it is coming out at some point, and we will both be there to see it happen.
Absolutely.
Up next, we're gonna be talking about this is announced for Fox. There's going to be a Bedrock animated series for Fox. It's going to be an adult oriented animated sitcom, but with the Flintstones characters. And they actually did have a cast. Let me just pull this up right here.
They should do it Bed-Rock.
Okay, here we go. So, starring in the show, you have Stephen Root as Fred, Amy Sedaris as Wilma, Joe Latrugo as Barney, Nicole Byer as Betty, Elizabeth Banks as Pebbles, who's going to be the main character, and Manny Jacinto as Bam Bam, who I do like because I do like that guy. I like him in The Good Place a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also in Top Gun Maverick, but he doesn't have any lines. So there's that. So this is basically gonna be animated Flintstones, but this screams Velma to me, and it doesn't. And after having just recently sat through Velma, I am not exactly enthused.
You know who would be perfect in this if they would let him? Steve Coogan.
Yeah, you know what? If you're gonna bring the Great Gazoo, bring in Steve Coogan.
Coogan is hilarious. I just think Hamlet too, just like in general, anything he does though. I think he would be fantastic in this type of setting.
You ever see Stan and Ollie, the one about Laurel and Hardy?
No, but I know exactly what you're talking about. He's
so good in that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just very curious how this can be done, because if it's in the vein or in the style or the quality of Velma, I think this is going to be pretty bad. But there are ways you can make this work.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't.
I'm also just so pissed off at Velma right now. I can't even explain how pissed off I am at Velma.
How many episodes was that?
10.
And how long an episode?
20, 25 minutes. They're not long.
That bad.
Like a half hour. It's like a half hour comedy, but it feels longer.
Oof.
It's just I'm just gonna rant about it for a second because I had the platform. I'm gonna do it. I didn't want to pile on Velma just because it was the hot thing to do. I was ready to go in and give it a chance, but it's just not good. It feels like it has contempt for both its audience and its source material. It's not funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's not clever. Its execution. It's just half the jokes aren't even jokes. Just someone saying stuff. It's just if you ever sit down and watch it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But this is it's just so bad, so bad.
I mean, it makes sense though. I mean, you still, it's 3 hours, 3+ hours that you wasted on watching it. You know what I mean? Like, look at me. I watched Blockbuster. I watched Blockbuster on Netflix.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but like, I mean, it was okay. It was stupidly entertaining for me. And then they leave it at a cliffhanger of the first season, and then they cancel the show.
And then
So it's
Netflix
like,
did the
yeah.
Netflix thing. They canceled the show.
So I'm like, great, So I mean, I guess I could vent in that aspect maybe of something like that, because you watch 10 episodes. You know what I mean? 300 minutes, 330 minutes, call it what you want to. And then you don't get you know what I mean? You don't get anything out of it. It sucks.
Yeah, so but at least Velma is getting a second season, and look, you can always improve. We'll see if they actually take the opportunity.
Yeah, sure.
We'll see what's happening. Next thing we're talking about, this is something that's going to, I think, excite both of us. Guillermo del Toro is going to be doing Frankenstein.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he has already started to try and assemble his cast in the form of Oscar Isaac, Andrew Garfield, and Mia Goth. No word on who is playing who in this iteration. But yeah, I think that, look, I'm pro Del Toro for anything.
Yeah.
Whatever this dude wants to do, I will show up. So I will show up for his Frankenstein film.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect director, dark. I mean, that's kind of his forte, so it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So no word that's going to release or how. I hope theatrical release. I would love to see this in theaters. I feel like it's going to go to Netflix, though. I don't know why. I just had that sneaky feeling.
Yeah, just because of Pinocchio and his Cabinet of Curiosities, I think would be probably the reason. I would assume.
Did you ever watch Cabinet of Curiosities?
I did not. I want to.
It is Netflix. I was right. It is Netflix.
Okay, so I mean, I'm gonna watch that maybe closer towards October. That way, more that Halloween.
That's good. It's really good.
That's what I've heard too. So I'm gonna wait till Halloween season, maybe kind of watch it. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Now, we got some news regarding some long gestating sequels. We'll start from the longest gestating to the most recent. First of which is Beetlejuice 2, which is back in the news. It was reported that Jenna Ortega was slated to appear in the sequel as Lydia Dietz's daughter. Which, if you're gonna put someone as Lydia Dietz's daughter, that's probably as good as you're gonna get. Because unless you did in the '90s, you put Christina Ricci in it.
That's perfect. Yeah,
you didn't do that. My question is, do we need Beetlejuice 2?
We don't, but I would absolutely go see it.
I'd see it too, because I do love that character.
And I love the original, so yeah.
And I love the original. The original is amazing.
Yep.
I'm just curious, because what I think they should do is, I love if they did a Beetlejuice animated movie.
I mean, they had that animated series for a while. That was
that series is awesome.
Good. It was actually really good. Yeah. So I don't know. It lends itself perfect to animation. You could do a lot more with it, but yeah. Either way,
or make an adaptation of the musical, which is supposed to be really good.
And that's the other thing. I really wanted to go see that too. I heard a lot of good things about that.
I've heard it's great. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
The next one. This is the weirdest announcement. Apparently, we're getting a Good Burger too.
Sign me up. Yes.
Oh, you're in on this one.
Yeah, I have the Steelbook of the 1997 classic.
I got a Steelbook.
Yeah, I got it. Yep, I bought it.
Oh yeah, Good Burger came out in 1997. Starred Keenan and Kel from All That.
You're gonna make me go get it, aren't you?
I wasn't going to, but I will now.
I'll be back.
Okay, so who's gonna go find that live man? Yeah, it was a movie based on an All That sketch. Came out in 1997. Did actually well in relation to its budget. A $23.7 million on $8.5 million budget. But yeah, I guess we are now getting the sequel. It's going to be on Paramount Plus. Wow, it did get a Steelbook. Oh, I'm just happy that Keenan and Kel are friends again, because there was a long time where they were not friends.
There you have it.
Nice.
There it is. Yeah.
Only thing is no Abe Vigoda. Abe Vigoda is no longer with us.
Yeah, and don't go to Mondo Burger. You got to go to Good Burger.
Yeah, do not go. And I think Sinbad had a stroke, so he can't be in it.
Yeah. So, oh man.
But yeah, Good Burger is set for release on Paramount Plus, I believe, later this year. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so.
And the last one, we got a lot of movement on Gladiator 2, a movie that We're not really asking for it, but Ridley's insisting we are anyway.
You get that guy back in shape, I'm down.
Yes, Russell Crowe will not be making an appearance. He's maybe he is. I have no idea. I would love to see if they can just squeeze his big ass back into that gladiator armor.
Dude, check out that review, man. That's a classic film. I really love Gladiator.
Yeah, we did review the original Gladiator on the podcast feed. You can go check that out.
Damn shame. Yeah, I don't think we need one, but yeah, if we get Russell Crowe back, man.
Yeah, so we have word that Paul Mescal from After Sun is going to be starring as basically taking over for Spencer Treat Clark because the sequel is going to follow that character.
Okay.
In addition to him, however, it was announced that Barry Keoghan of Killing a Sacred Deer, Banshees of Inisherin, lots of stuff. He's going to be playing the villain of the movie, which just
makes sense.
On paper, this is like such a wimpy gladiator battle.
It does, but it makes sense though because he's easy to hate.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I mean? So that actually makes sense.
But also, we got word like the big bombshell casting that apparently Denzel Washington is in talks to be in this movie.
What? This is craziness.
Which would reunite him with Ridley for the first time since American Gladiator. That's not
American Gangster. My man. American Gladiators.
So I'm not looking forward to this movie, but if you put in Denzel Washington, I'm down.
You put American Gladiators in there. Let's get crazy.
Forget the movie. Let's forget Gladiators.
They start shooting tennis balls at him.
So you put like the big foam mitts on. You just have to punch your way out of the hole.
Dude, it's fantastic. I'm on board. Ridley Scott, American Gladiator, give it to me.
Give it to me. But yeah, Gladiator 2. That's cool too.
Yeah, sure.
Biggest piece of news we have, aside from the Oscars, we'll talk about in a second. Jordan Peele has slated a release for his new movie. It's going to be coming out Christmas 2024. So December 2024, we are currently slated to get a new Jordan Peele movie, Sonic 3, and also Blue Monkeys Part 3, but I don't care. I'm not like on a downward spiral with Jordan Peele, but like it's a little bit of diminishing returns because I loved Get Out.
Yeah,
Us is great. I really liked Nope. I just didn't like as much of the other two, but I still think he's a phenomenal filmmaker. And I will definitely be there on the opening of this new movie.
Yeah, I think his release is the order of which I like him. I think that's kind of for me.
Mine too.
Obviously, Get Out is his magnum opus, but Nope. I just really was like, I was like, what? Like, it was probably the one where I just was disappointed. I guess more because I had such high expectations from the first two. I mean, it's still a serviceable movie.
Keep those high expectations, Russell, because we're going to talk about that a little bit later.
I see what you're doing there.
You can get a little teaser, but like still, Jordan Peele still like one of the best filmmakers of the past couple of years, and I'm excited to see what he's ready to churn out next. When we get to 2024, so yeah, I mean, what are you looking forward to more? Because I'm not gonna throw out an Avatar because I know you're not looking forward to that. Between Sonic 3 and the new Jordan Peele movie, what are you looking forward to more?
I'm gonna go Sonic 3 just because of what we've seen the first two. You know, they've been fun. Like that's what you're gonna get.
That's fair. I guess we don't know what we're gonna get yet, but still, I mean,
we don't even know the name of it yet.
You know?
Yeah, I know.
Come on. All right. And next, last thing we're talking about in the news section, we're going to talk about the Oscars, which did occur over the past couple days, or past week. A lot of things to break down because a lot of shit went kind of crazy. Let me just pull up my share screen right here. Here we go. So let's see. So visual effects, Avatar, no shock. No. Film editing, everything ever all at once, well deserved.
Not a shock.
Best costume. This gave me the indicator that Elvis was not going to win anything.
Yeah, which I was kind of shocked about because I really thought Elvis, or I thought maybe Babylon.
Yeah, I think I had Elvis here.
Yeah,
but yeah, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So congrats to Ruthie Carter. Makeup, The Whale.
Not a surprise there.
Best cinematography, All Quiet on the Western Front,
which got a lot of Oscars for miscellaneous categories. That
one production design too, which was a bit of a shock to me.
Yeah.
Best sound, Top Gun Maverick, the only Oscar it fucking won this night, which sucks. I do love that
Which is
movie.
crazy because you thought all Quiet on the Western Front was going to it kind of had that momentum to where it was going to just steamroll through all those categories. You know what I mean?
Best original song, Natu Natu from Triple R, well deserved.
Not a surprise.
Original score. This was a bit of a shock to me. All Quiet winning score was.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
I thought Babylon for sure was kind of a lock.
I did too,
just because it was a musical movie.
Yeah. Animated shorts, live action. We're not gonna. We can't really say much about those because we haven't seen any of them. International feature, All Quiet on the Western Front. That was a given.
Not a surprise.
Also with the Best Picture nomination,
and it was released on Netflix prior to, so it already had that
exposure. Animated feature. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which makes Guillermo del Toro the first person to win Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Animated Feature. No one's ever done that before.
Yeah.
And well deserved because that Pinocchio is incredible. I loved it. Best That Screenplay Women Talking. So Sarah Polley is now an Oscar winner.
That was a fantastic movie, by the way.
Really good movie.
Yeah.
Best Original Screenplay, Everything Ever All at Once. Here's where shit starts to get weird. Best Supporting Actor, Ke Huy Quan. Data from the Goonies now has an Oscar.
Yeah, I mean,
and even crazier. Right after that, Jamie Lee Curtis won an Oscar.
I was really surprised at Jamie Lee because I really thought it was either going to be. I thought a lot of people were hyping on Angela Bassett, but then I was thinking, I liked Hong Chow in The Whale.
I don't think there was a universe in which Hong Chow would have won this.
Oh no, but I really liked her performance.
She was great. I'm happy she got the nomination, but I didn't think she was going to win.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be Angela Bassett or Carrie Condon. Like when this was announced, I had no like if you show me like when those nominations came out, I like there's no way Jamie Lee Curtis wins this, and then she fucking won. But congrats to Jamie Lee Curtis, man. Like I don't even think she thought she was going to win.
No, I think she had no idea that she was probably even. Yeah,
because she looked more shocked than anybody.
She did.
Let's see. So, Best Actress, Michelle Yeoh, well deserved. Best Actor, never thought I'd say this. Brendan Fraser is now an Oscar winner.
Yeah, I was really happy about that. Fantastic performance, fantastic movie. It was my number one performance there. Right.
Yeah, like when Elvis lost cinematography, I think it was cinematography and costume design. That's how I knew like Austin Butler's not winning.
I do hope eventually they do release the stats for the numbers of the votes that each category got. I think that would make it more interesting.
They never released those, though. They never released them.
Just release the numbers. Don't release who voted. Just release the numbers. I think it'd be kind of interesting just to see where everybody was voting, you know?
Yeah. But still, these past 2 years have given us maybe like the weirdest crop of Oscar winners we've maybe ever had in Academy history.
It's like bizarro world.
If you went back like 2 years ago, and said, okay, in the next 2 years, your acting winners are going to be Will Smith, Jessica Chastain, a featured dancer from Hamilton, a deaf guy, Data from the Goonies, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michelle Yeoh, and Brendan Fraser. You'd be like, no.
And Anthony Hopkins would get another Oscar.
Well, no, that one doesn't count. That was the one before. But yeah,
but you know what I mean. Just in general, like
that's fair.
What are the odds? Like you never thought he would get another winning Oscar.
We've had like such a weird crop of winners in the past like 2 years. It's been strange.
It really has been. But we kind of like upon saying this, you kind of knew where the Academy was going after like all this. It wasn't a surprise for directing and picture.
Yeah, but like Best Director and Best Picture both went to Everything Everywhere All at Once. Which means that once we conclude Movie March, we will be looking at that film
April
in our first episode of April. Yep. But this also makes A24 the first studio to win in every major category. In one night ever. No one's ever done that before.
Yeah, they knocked out everything because The Whale. Yeah, they knocked out everything. So good. A24 is fantastic. We've said it.
But also like another interesting stat, like of like the Best Director nominees. None of the other nominees' films won anything.
Yeah,
I think that that's never happened before. Like we never had a year where like all the Best Director nominees' films except for one goes winless.
Yeah, usually they're given some love, but that they all went goose eggs.
Yeah, I'm just thrilled with a lot of these winners. A lot of them like well deserved.
I rewatched everything everywhere all at once, and after the Oscars concluded, my wife had never seen it, so I watched it again, and I'm gonna watch it one more time before we do our review on it.
And we will get into that when we talk about our review. But yeah, those were the Oscars for this past year. We now look forward to next year. But the last thing we're going to be talking about today is the main subject of our show. This is off the back of our episode on Indiana Jones: Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which you can go listen to on whatever podcast is found right now. We talked about how they had a lot of hype to it and let a lot of people down. So we figured that the theme of this show is going to be our most disappointing movies of all time. So we each got a list. We each got 5 films that we consider our biggest disappointments. Russell, why don't you go first? What would you say is your first on your disappointment list?
I just have to. I have a list. I don't have a number system, so I'm just gonna
That's
go ahead.
fine. You just throw one out there.
I'm gonna throw one out. I'm gonna go. The year was 2009. We had just been treated 3 years prior to a fantastic installment in the James Bond series.
Oh god,
that is Casino Royale. But 2009, Quantum of Solace, I'm going to go ahead and go with because
that's a great pick. That's a good pick.
Just because of the fact that how much was riding on the first one, all that momentum going into the second one. Oh, this movie's going to be great. This movie, Daniel Craig as James Bond is fantastic. Probably one of my favorite Bonds, besides obviously the one and only Sean Connery. But Quantum of Solace to me was one of the ones that was a huge letdown. It really left me scratching my head, like, what the hell? Like, why? But then we would see that this would be a recurring theme with the two even movies
with the even Bonds, like
with the even Bonds, and then the odds.
If he would have gone one more, that would have sucked.
Yeah. So we've obviously seen this with 2 and 4, obviously Spectre, but yeah, I'm gonna go with 2009's Quantum of Solace as my one of my disappointing.
That's a great pick. It's tough for me because I feel like I was more let down by. I think this movie's worse.
Just because it came out first,
I was more let down by Spectre.
I mean, but I hype-wise, though, from what we had, well, of course, Spectre too, because Skyfall was fantastic too. But
no. I don't agree with the pick. It's just my whole thing was like with Spectre, just like you finally got the right to do Spectre again. You bring Christoph Waltz, the Bond villain, which is fucking perfect.
Yeah.
And you fumbled it that badly.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'll kick us off with that.
That's a good pick. All right, so for my first pick, I'm throwing back to a little more recent time, going back to 2016, where we had 2 of our greatest superheroes clash on screen for the first time, and it fucking sucked. I don't care what you say. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. This was a movie that this was one of my most anticipated movies of life. It's because I've been looking for. Look, we've seen Batman, Superman movies like all the time, but we've never seen them together.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking forward to seeing them on screen together for the first time. I wanted to see it before it was even announced. And you know what? I had to get split up Ben Affleck with Batman. I'm like, you know what? I'm excited for Ben Affleck. Excited for. I wasn't too enthused with Man of Steel, but still, I was excited. It's like, look, Batman v Superman. It's like the thing we've always wanted to see. How do you fuck this up? Oh, that's how. Overlong, stupidly complicated. The fight and the conflict isn't done right. The villain sucks. Like, I mean, like Affleck's great. It's got some cool fight sequences. The greatest Batman action ever put to film is in here. But it's also it rings with somebody who saw this artwork, thought it looked cool, but didn't understand any of the emotion or the subtext or the story behind it. And that's my problem. That's my problem with Zack Snyder's this entire DC run.
That's fair.
But yeah, like even the Ultimate Cut, I'm just like it's not. It's like a completely different movie. It's not. It's just longer, and it makes a little more sense. But yeah, like I was so excited for this movie. And this is easily my biggest cinematic letdown. Like, and nothing. Well, there are things that are close, but like, it's very hard to come close to this.
All right, it's fair. Like I said, I like it. I do see a lot of the holes in it, though, for sure.
And we'll definitely have like a big in-depth discussion on this one day. But yeah,
we will. Yeah. So my next 4 are all comic book films. I kind of wanted to break away from it a little bit. I wish I could have put There's a couple I could have put. But
I feel like you and I have, because like I have one other comic movie, and I feel like it's definitely on your list.
I guarantee you, we at least have. I'd say at least two on the on.
Well, no, because like I only have one more comic movie
Oh,
on my
okay,
list.
okay. So it's probably the same one. Let me go ahead and let's go ahead and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the number four. My number four was coming off of the hype of 2003, probably one of the best comic book movies put on
Oh,
film.
I know where you're
I'm
going.
talking about X2. The one that I was a huge letdown was X-Men: The Last Stand.
I
Um,
100% agree. This wasn't mine that we have in common, but I 100% agree on this.
just because I mean, look what you built in X2. X2 is still fantastic. You can watch it 20 years or 20 years later, and now it's still just as good. It holds up. I think it's the best X-Men movie in the series. It was just one of those ones where you watch, you're like, what the fuck is happening? Like it's so I don't know. It didn't just. I don't think it knew what it wanted to be. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
I agree. I
Yeah,
100% agree that
yeah.
it is a movie that felt like it lacks direction and lacks
It just
cohesion.
it seemed like they just threw things together, edited it, scripted
And like
together,
there
and
are a
named
lot
it a
of scenes
movie.
individually that
Yeah,
I think in that movie that do work.
yeah.
They just don't come together as a whole.
No, and what you get is just a bunch of action scenes, a bunch of like obviously characters that you had seen in the last like 5 years or whatever. But then you see this stuff and you're like, really? It's a shitty way to end such a first two good solid films, especially two. But just coming off of that, the hype of that, and just falling flat on your face like that, it was such a disappointment. I just remember being like, ugh, after I got out of this one.
The sad thing is this is probably the best iteration of the Phoenix saga on screen we've had so far.
Oh my god, with X2 the way it ended, man. Just get like fantastic. The Jean Grey character was
Yeah, and then
awesome.
like
Frederick Jensen
the
was
thing is like
great. Yeah.
the Phoenix thing was done worse in Apocalypse and also even worse in
Yeah.
Dark Phoenix. I don't know
Yeah.
how you do that.
No, and it's just completely crazy and it's baffling. But at the end of the day, it's one of those ones that made an impression. Obviously, not a good one, but yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to put X-Men Last Stand as another one on there.
This is a great that's a great pick.
Yeah.
The next one I'm gonna throw out there. This is one a little more recent, and this is one I think you're definitely gonna agree with. This is a franchise that I think has like, a lot of potential to be awesome. I liked a few of the movies before. One movie I love, one I like, one I'm like is like bad, but like still not atrocious.
Okay.
When I heard Shane Black was making a Predator film,
Yeah.
like everybody, I'm just like, fuck yeah, this is gonna be amazing. And then we watched the movie and it was not amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I remember because that came out on my birthday, September 14th of
Did it really?
yeah. What year did that come out? Like
18.
18. I was gonna say yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was one of those ones that was traditionally set Christmas films that he loves.
No, it wasn't even Christmas.
Wasn't it the beginning? I thought it was Christmas time.
No, it was not Christmas.
Oh, never mind. What the fuck am I thinking? It's been a while. But yeah, I mean, the movie was okay. I wouldn't put it most
Oh, but
disappointing. I could definitely say yeah.
if you say like Shane Black, who was in the first Predator
Yeah,
and co-wrote the first Predator,
yeah. You
and
think
like
there would be more?
a guy who had made like 3 really good movies before that, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3, and The Nice Guys. Dude's a good director. Dude's a good writer.
Yeah.
But like, it's come out and this be like this like mediocre to bad. It's just like, how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty tough.
You
I
have
mean,
you have a great cast. You have a great design for the new Predator.
yeah.
But like you have like confused a plot that was like clearly like butchered to bits in editing. Like, there's like a lot of things that you can tell like were part of storylines from a previous script. Actors were straight up just cut out of the movie. Like Edward James almost was in this. He was cut out.
Yeah.
But like yeah, just like I think this movie had like a lot of promise, and on paper should have been awesome, but it just wasn't. And it will forever be a letdown in my eyes that like a Shane Black made Predator movie was not awesome.
That makes sense. I'm gonna stick with the theme of X-Men. I'm gonna go ahead and go into the 2009 area. I'm gonna go with a good character, Wolverine, our X-Men Origins Wolverine. I remember when we were getting our first taste of a Wolverine standalone film, pretty much. You know what I mean? How awesome is this? You know? And then watching him, like, what? Like just bad film overall. It was just so boring. It was so dumb. It was just like, it was just, man, it lacked direction, lacked everything. It was one of those ones I walked out. I'm like, well, that's a shitty origin story. It just really sucked.
Yeah, I tell the story a few times on air, but I'll tell it again here. So there was 2009. I was in down south in South Texas for family reunion, and they had like super nice IMAX theater called the Palladium. I think it's still there right now. We were gonna go there to see the new Star Trek. We heard like all these amazing things about the new Star Trek. We get to the theater, the showing is sold out.
Okay.
We're like, well, fuck, we're already here. What else? What else is showing? X-Men Wolverine. Awesome, let's go see that. And we walked out. We're just like, yeah, we fucked up. We lost. We lost tonight.
Yeah.
Just like just like so cliched and boring, and like it's a Wolverine movie. Like how do you a movie starring Wolverine, arguably the most interesting of the X-Men characters?
How do you make Logan? And you made this before. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, like the Wolverine movies have had like an incredible growth.
Oh yeah, from
quality,
that to Wolverine,
going from that to the Wolverine, which I like. I actually quite like Wolverine.
Yeah.
And then going to Logan, which is fucking excellent.
It's the best one, obviously. Yeah.
But yeah, Wolverine, X-Men Wolverine, such a fucking letdown.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, I 100% agree on this one. This is okay. My next one, I'm just gonna throw out the one that I'm pretty sure is on your list. Coming off of the high of the previous installment, like a lot of these,
gotta be. Did it swing in? Did it swing into the theater?
Spider-Man 3.
Absolutely.
So
yes.
This is another story. So like for me, for this one, we went. I think we tried to go see it on opening day.
Yeah.
We got to the theater. They oversold the theater.
Okay.
So like we had to go. We had to like get our vouchers. Get our vouchers to come back the next day to come see it.
Yeah.
So like I had to go to extra effort to see this film.
Oh boy.
And then like it was Spider-Man 3, and it's like, oh, this is nothing like the first two.
Yeah. It's nothing.
It's like too many plot lines going on. The symbiote, which Sam Raimi himself like just didn't care about doing.
No, the fact that you have Topher Grace as Eddie Brock,
Eddie Brock.
Yeah, the Sandman, Thomas Hayden Church. It just fell flat.
That they set aside time and money and effort to put in a dance sequence.
Yeah, to use Staying Alive, like complete garbage. What the hell was this? This was not a Spider-Man movie. This movie sucked.
This movie did suck.
So yeah, especially coming off of probably the best Spider-Man that we've seen on screen. Spider-Man.
I mean, I would put up No Way Home as the best Spider-Man movie.
I don't know. 2's pretty damn good.
2 is good. I like 2, but I think No Way Home perfectly encapsulates what Spider-Man is.
But for sure, I'll give it to you. But yeah, so Spider-Man 3 absolutely has a right to be there.
And look, Amazing Spider-Man, I don't think it's on your list because Amazing Spider-Man 2 was very close.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 sucks.
Yeah. I will say, I thought this for the longest time.
Yeah.
I always said Spider-Man 3 is worse than Amazing Spider-Man 2. After having watched both recently, I was wrong. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the worst Spider-Man movie, pretty handedly. But I think that you come off of
hype-wise, though. Like you didn't come off of Magnet.
Like the high off of Amazing Spider-Man was not as high as coming off of Spider-Man 2.
No, because you kind of were already let down. The one sucked. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, another movie.
So like that was on both of our lists, right?
Yeah. So I'll go to my number one.
Well, I'll throw another one.
Go ahead.
Staying with a lot of mine are recent now that I'm seeing.
Mine's I could have went more recent. I could have actually went to the 2000s for this one, but I can maybe change it. We'll see.
So throwing back to another franchise that I've been a fan of, well, mostly. There's a franchise that had its ups and downs, but then we found out that the granddaddy of it all was coming back to do it again. Like, we're going to fix this, right? No, Prometheus still sucked.
I figured you put that on there, yeah.
Yeah, Prometheus is a thing where, like, it just felt like it was embarrassed to be part of the Alien franchise.
It was trying to be
something else, but like just trying to also like be an Alien movie. Here's my thing I always say: like, your stepdad is gonna abuse you. It's when your actual dad abuses you. That's what really hurts.
Yeah, it's like you bring in your pregnant girlfriend, and everybody doesn't. You don't want everybody to know she's pregnant, so you just kind of let her. Oh yeah, she's like just gained a little bit of weight. You know what I mean? She's been eating more, or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, Prometheus was. No, I did not. But no, Prometheus was just boring. It was very boring.
It's boring. It's uninteresting. Going over backstories that like we do not care about.
Yeah, it's boring. I can see why they made the list.
Yeah, and also just feel like it's a shame to be an Alien movie.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, Prometheus I just thought was just like a massive letdown.
All right, so I'm going to go to 1997, I guess, apparently. Um, Another big franchise, another movie that tried to bring Batman back into the
Oh
light again.
God!
Talk of Batman and Robin, 1997.
Really? This was the letdown for you, not forever.
It was let down, man. I mean, yeah, I don't know, because I just remember how big this was. I remember, the summer. I remember I was so excited because I was 14 or 13. I'm like, I saw it. I had tickets for all day. I had tickets for three showings. I think I made it through two of them. And yeah, having seen it now, like you see it, it's just one of those movies that it's just really bad. Clooney, I mean, Clooney's really just not a good Batman. I still like Chris O'Donnell as Robin, but with the introduction of Alicia
Oh,
Silverstone,
he's so much worse.
Poison
He's so
Ivy's so
whiny.
bad.
He's so whiny.
Poison Ivy's bad. Mr. Freeze is bad. Bane is awful. It's just bad. This is some bad stuff, man.
The thing is, like,
Yeah,
coming off of Batman and Batman Forever, like,
I
did you
know.
not know what you were getting into?
Again, I was 13, so I mean,
That's fair.
we're sitting there watching that stuff. One that I should have probably put on a top five. I don't know if you have Matrix Resurrections.
Oh, that was a good one.
I would put that on there too because I mean,
No, no,
Reloaded.
no, wait,
Yeah,
wait. I thought you never saw Resurrections.
no. Reloaded and Resurrection, right?
Revelation four.
Sorry,
Resurrection 4.
Revelation. My bad.
Oh, that was a good one. I wish I thought of that.
Revelation. I was going to put on there. I wanted to put on there because I wanted to break away from the whole uh, superhero stuff. You know what I mean? I didn't want it to be like all this, all that, the same genre. You know what I mean? So I'd probably put Matrix up there too. Matrix was really let down. I know Reloaded.
You know
I
what?
mean,
I'm gonna do this up. I'll make that my last one because yes, this one
okay,
was
good.
as well because like I wasn't even a big fan of Reloaded. Like I thought Reloaded was fine.
Action
Car
sequences
chase
were
was the car
fantastic,
chase
though.
was awesome, but
Fantastic.
like the movie itself was just like ugh. But they did
But
set up for like a really interesting twist
yeah.
that they just did not have the ball to take.
But you knew this movie was coming out again. They split it. It was one of the ones I can't remember the last time they even did something like that, where they actually had it come out in what
The
did it
same
come out
year.
in April, and then it came back out in November. Do you know what I mean? To
Yeah.
close it back
It
up.
was
And
2023. That 20,
yeah,
not 2003. That was the
2003.
year of the
Yeah.
Matrix.
Yeah. So I mean, you were hyped, and like especially Reloaded was good enough. Like, oh, how are they going to kick this? How are they going to send Revolutions off? Like, how are they going to, send off these characters? And the movie just sucked.
Oh, this movie's
Yeah.
so fucking bad.
Yeah.
It's
So
just like all of the worst parts of the previous two Matrix movies.
and just a lot of like talking up over your head to where you're not understanding anything that's going on, man. Like it's
I
just
mean,
like
it's like that. It's like the entire architect sequence from Reloaded was all the dialogue.
yeah, or only like it was spun backwards or something, and like you didn't
Yeah,
understand
like
anything at the end of
no,
the
this,
movie.
I,
Like,
I
what did
can't
I
believe I
just
didn't think of
watch?
this. I can't believe anything. I didn't think of this, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're right. Like this, the Matrix is a franchise that had a lot of potential, but like just
Oh, huge.
nothing lived up to it.
Oh,
Like
nothing
I wasn't
beats.
even that big a fan of Resurrection. I think like Resurrection is fine,
Yeah.
but like they cop out like of what they're doing like halfway through, and that just annoys the shit out of me. But yeah,
Yeah.
Revolutions I think definitely a massive disappointment, especially coming off of the first. Again, I don't love the first one. I like the first one a lot though. I don't love the second one. I think it's like good enough. But like if you
But
had just like
yeah,
salvaged it,
yeah,
that would have been fantastic.
yeah.
But you didn't do that.
No, you threw out the white flag in the movie, so
Yeah.
it was kind of a disappointment.
But anyways, that was our talk today about our most disappointing movies of all time. So Russell, I want to go a bug before I head out.
Yeah, Notorious by Chance on Facebook. Obviously, we took the month off, and the first episode in April, so we'll be putting polls up after that. Guys, Facebook is where you can find us at for that. Also, right here, if you're watching Notorious by Chance on YouTube, where we've been putting more content on this year, like we said we were going to, we're going to continue to do that as well.
No, absolutely. See if I'm a Twitter from a Chance Wars _91. The other show we do on this channel is Left Side, Strong Side. That's where we talk about football all the time. I don't know if we'll be back. We did one this past Tuesday. I don't know if we'll be back next week. We're gonna see how the NFL news world shakes out. So we will see how that comes out. And also, yeah, the podcast being talked by Chance. We are halfway through Legacy sequel month. Indiana Jones 4, our episode of Indiana Jones 4, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is out right now. And coming this weekend, we will be looking at Blues 2000.
Oh yeah, because you feel blue when you're watching it. So yeah.
Yeah, so Blues Brothers 2000 is going to be the subject of our next episode, and that will be out this weekend.
Oh yeah.
So thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.